Okay, if you could be known for only one thing, what would it be?
I want my kids to know me as a land guy, not I'll actually just the land guy, the land man type thing.
What's the greatest lesson in leadership you've learned as an entrepreneur?
Oh my goodness. There's been some times where I've lost my temper. I had a big team at one time. I had like 15 people and I got a little stressed out. But I learned like you always, as a leader, people want to be led by a calm, fearless, just constant, keen. And like, sometimes this business as entrepreneurs, like it's like where we have a lot of little things on top of us and they just pile up and then it's like an explosion. And then like 10 minutes later, it's like, what was I freaking out about? It's all good. So the lesson is there's always tomorrow.
I love it. I tell you, from being out on the water, there's a lot of leadership lessons there. If you show any emotion on the water, you have to be prepared to explain what's going on because people will be reading your face at all times. Okay, what personal characteristic has been most pivotal to your success?
My personal characteristic, just being willing to just take the next step, even though we don't know what's around the corner, because you're never going to have all the answers. Let God said, let tomorrow worry about itself. I've given you enough for today.
I love it. It sounds like that's the Rhino. Still, you're always ready for the next thing. Well, hey, let's add a little randomness to the mix here. Just tell me when to stop cutting the deck, and
Stop.
we'll ask you something
Stop.
completely random. Okay, here it is.
Go ahead.
Ta-da! If you could have any view from your back porch, what would it be?
Oh man, I already had it in Colorado. I'd like to get that back because we're in Florida now. We love where we're at in Florida. We love our family, but the mountains. I love the view of the mountains. We have the lake house already with that view. Ocean view, nah. But mountains. I like the mountain views.
I love the Wyoming property, both in the Smokies as well as
Oh,
in Central Florida. So yeah, love those views. Great views. Can you name a book that's helped to forge you as a leader and as an entrepreneur, and why?
Rhinoceros Success by
All
Scott
right, back to
Alexander.
that. I love it. I love the theme. What's the biggest hurdle
Mhm.
you've overcome in your business in the last year, and what did it teach you?
In the last year, about 12 months ago, actually. So I'm going to cheat a little bit. Maybe it was 12 and a half months ago. Was I canceled all my debit cards and my credit cards because we racked up a lot of subscriptions, a lot of expenses. We call them fixed expenses like rent and things like that. But really, it's not fixed expenses like DocuSign and Adobe. Like I had roughly 15 team members at one time. We had the office, and when business slows down for a month or two and you realize I was just doing land deals and house deals just to pay my team, I realized like we need to really tighten our belt and lower the expenses. So we started going, and why did I cancel my credit cards and my debit cards? Was so I can figure out who the heck was charging me on all these accounts and debit cards and credit card accounts and get rein on our cash because it was going out the window faster than it was coming in. So in business, as you earn more income, your expenses will follow right behind that and sometimes will outrun your income. So I go through now every single month, we go through the expenses and we write, is it profitable today or unprofitable today? And everything that's a U will either pause it or cancel it. And why did I cancel those credit cards and those debit cards? Because when these companies reach out, like Adobe was like, hey, you didn't pay your payment this month. Well, 7 of those logins for Adobe, those people were no longer with us. I didn't
Right.
need to pay that anymore. So you can negotiate, you can pause it. Like I found out I could pause MailChimp. I wasn't mailing those 11,000 buyers, but it's costing me 335 a month to have them sitting there.
Oh yeah. All right. Can you set us out with a quote to help forge our listeners as leaders and entrepreneurs?
Take massive, imperfect, violent action. You don't have to know the answers, just take action. There's a reason why librarians are not usually rich. They're surrounded by the knowledge, the education, but you got to implement the action step because, if you're not willing to take the action, the massive, imperfect, violent action, then you're just going to have the knowledge. And that's not very
All
powerful.
right. Love it. So version one beats version none every time. And I want to thank you, Brent. You're out there, you're living the dream, you're teaching other people how to be land sharks. I, I want to thank you for taking the time to share your knowledge and experience with our audience.
Thank you, George. God bless, man.
Oh, but before we do officially go, got to remember, how do you reach out to Brent Bowers? So if I want to become the next land shark, join your coaching program or what do I do?
Yeah, the easiest way is go to thelandsharks.com, fill out that application, schedule a call. I will be the one calling you. I'll call you as soon as possible. I still do land deals, but I will reach out, and we have a very limited amount of spots that we can bring in people each month. You can also find me on social media. Thanks for asking, George. Brent L, that's L stands for land. Yes, it does. Brent L Bowers. You can find me on most social channels.
All right, amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.